Duck. Google might think you're a duck. Yep, Google might just think that you are a duck. Well, everyone, I'm Atiba and welcome to Traffic Keys. And today we're going to be answering that question. Are you a duck? If you're a business owner and you're looking to drive more traffic organically to your website, in other words, you're trying to create more sales online, then you're in the right place because that's what I'm here to help you learn how to do. So I know the question is kind of crazy. Of course, you're not a duck, right? I know you're not a duck. You know you're not a duck, but Google might think you're a duck. And I don't really mean a real duck, a literal duck, guys. But let me jump in and kind of tell you what's happening and what we're talking about here. So it's Saturday and we're talking about keyword research. Okay. And in keyword research, as we've kind of laid it out, one of the major things that you need to know and understand is, what does Google think of your website? So Google has sent its little robot, its bot, to your site, and it's gone through and it's read all of your pages. And after it's read all of your pages, it's made some decisions about your website, and it's decided what your website, what your business, what your content is all about. And it may have thought you were a duck. Yeah, it's possible. It's one of the most interesting things, and I know it sounds facetious, but I actually had that happen to a client before, where the keywords that they were ranking for had everything to do with a duck, and they were a design agency. They're not a duck, and neither are you. But they wrote an article that actually ranked really well and referenced a duck in it, or I don't remember, it was several years ago now, but something about ducks in it. And Google then started thinking that they were about ducks. Oh, how awful, right? Well, how do you figure it out? And how do you know? And that's the key, because this entrepreneur, he didn't know. He had no idea that that was what was going on, and that's how Google was viewing his website. And I bet you probably don't know either. So today we're going to fix that problem. At least we're going to start to fix that problem. The reality is there are tons, and I mean tons, of tools that can help you answer this question. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are free. Some of them are paid. At our agency, we use a lot of paid tools. I'm going to show you a free tool from Google today. Now, fair warning and caveat. It's a free tool from Google. It's an okay tool. It's not the world's greatest tool, but it will get you a start in understanding. And one of the things about it is you can trust the data. Now, why it's not the world's greatest tool? Because it doesn't give you all of the data, in my opinion, and from what I've seen. Okay. But it does give you quite a bit of data and enough for you to get started and figure out, okay, what does Google really think about me? And that tool, guys, is called Search Console. So I don't remember, honestly, how many years ago Google created Search Console. It's been a lot of years because I've been using it for a lot of years. But Search Console is a fantastic tool just to give you a very high level picture of what's going on. Plus, it allows you to do one of the things that I told you a couple of days ago that you had to do with your SEO. So we'll cover that in just a couple of minutes. Okay. So anyway, let me just jump right in and stop talking and actually show you guys. Now, to get there, the link is in the description down below. It's search.google.com. Go figure, really simple. Search.google.com. And when you go there, it will ask you to log in with your Google account, and then you'll have to go through a verification to verify that you own your URL. Okay, and they have a couple different ways that you can go through the verification. The thing that I will tell you there is there are tons of tutorials on how to go through that verification and how to set it up if you don't understand what Google is telling you. So you can just go to YouTube and search that and find great tutorials that will walk you through that. Anyway, once you do, it will bring you to this page after it's all set up, and you'll have a view similar to this. So this is actually one of my properties. As you guys know, I usually don't show you my clients, but this is one of the properties that I personally own. So I don't have any problem showing it to you. It's one of my websites, cupcakedropoff.com. Okay. And you come in here, and actually, I'm going to go to the overview tab first. So this is where you'll come in first. You'll come in here, and it's lots of charts and graphs showing you all sorts of stuff. Okay. And this may seem kind of confusing, and it's okay. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff here on the overview or even the URL inspection tab right now. One of the cool tabs to look at, though, is the search results tab. And that's where we're going, and that's where we're going to spend our time. So number one, you can filter here. And so the search type is the web, is what I've chosen here. And I'm showing you data over the last 3 months. So you can change the date range or the search type to web, image, video, or news. Okay. Obviously, for most of us, we'd be doing web, and that's okay. All right. So we're here, and you'll see you can also customize this view here to show different metrics, which I don't remember how to do right now, but it's in there. This is the default view, which is great. So it'll show you total clicks. So how many people clicked on this website from a search in the last 3 months? So almost 24,000. How many impressions? How many times was this website shown? Almost 100,000 times it showed up in search results in the last 3 months. My average click-through rate and average position, okay, of all of my keywords. All right. And then it plots it and graphs it over time, and you can see it over days down here, et cetera, et cetera. How many clicks on how many days. And then you can even add in like the click-through rate here. Now you can see how the click-through rate was affected, et cetera, or turn this off if you just want to look at one. You can play around with those, okay? But bottom line, it's going to show you how many clicks, real clicks from Google you got in the last 3 months or whatever date range you chose. So 24,000 clicks for this particular website. All right. Then as you scroll down, it will show you the query. So these are the search terms that people searched that you came up for. Okay. These here, my friends, are what you want to know. These are the search terms that people are searching when you showed up in the Google search. And this is where that client that I had several years ago had a keyword about duck ranking really high in here, and was like, yeah, that's not helpful. Okay. You don't want to be a duck if you're not a duck. Now, if you sell products for a duck pond, then yeah, you probably want to rank high for duck keywords. But if you're not, you probably don't. And that's the point here. So looking through this, I'm just going to run through this really quickly with you guys so you kind of get a sense. So it's going to show you a top query. So it's sorted by top queries. All right. And so here, same day cake delivery. Well, guess what? This is a cake and cupcake delivery service. So ranking for same day cake delivery, that's pretty good. That's what we want, right? And then it tells you here that there are 1,600 searches. So volume US, this is on a monthly basis. There are 1,600 searches for this keyword in the US every single month. The next column, CPC, stands for cost per click. So if you weren't doing organic, and we're only talking about doing organic, but if you weren't doing organic and you wanted to buy ads for this keyword, you should expect to pay about $3.62 every time someone clicked on you. That's why we do organic, guys. Okay. And then the competition. So competition is an interesting thing here because it says 1, and you're wondering, what does 1 mean? Well, it's on a scale of 0 to 1, and it raises by 100th of a unit all the way up. So 1 is the highest level of competition there is. So this is a super competitive keyword that I'm ranking very, very high for. And it says here, out of the 1,600 searches, I'm getting 255 of them. I'm getting 255 of them a month. Okay, and I'm getting 5,000 impressions. How does that work? So yeah, the impressions thing doesn't make sense. Okay, if the volume, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, the important thing here, guys, is what the actual queries are. I'm not sure. See, this is why I'm saying sometimes with this tool with what it says, I don't remember what this impressions column means versus the volume, because how's impressions over volume? But we'll look at that. I'll figure that out and give you an answer for that sometime in the future. Okay. The bottom line, as I said, is you're looking at your top queries and you're looking to see here, do these terms match up? Okay. Do these terms match up? And so, same day cake delivery Chicago, birthday cake, same day delivery. Yeah. For a cake delivery service, these are great terms to have. Okay. And down here, you'll see it has rows per page. So I've got 10 rows per page. And so this is one of records 1 through 10 of 1,000. And so remember when I said that Google Search Console doesn't always give you all of the results. So it's giving me my first 1,000 keywords. Here's what I can tell you. This website has almost 6,000 keywords. So I'm only seeing a sixth of my data here. Okay. Why they only show you that much beats the heck out of me. It's what they do. But it still gives me a really great idea. So I can go now to page 2 and I can see I still have really great keywords here. Last minute cake order, cake and balloon delivery. These are all keywords that relate to what my website is all about. Okay. All right. Strawberry shortcake cake delivery. Beautiful. All absolutely wonderful. And that is what you want to do as well with your website. So you want to come here to the Search Console, go through here on the Search Results tab, and see exactly which keywords Google is using to drive traffic to your website. And if you're seeing keywords that don't match what your website is all about, then yeah, we've got to do something about that. It's time to really start to take a good look at your content. Okay. And if you've got no keywords here, then you've got another problem too. You're not driving any traffic. Again, we need to take a look at your content and you really got to get into SEO. Okay. So this is only one tool. As I said, even Google has multiple tools, free tools that will show you this data from slightly different angles. I wanted to give you a bird's eye into one of them today. But before we go from the Search Console, there's something else that I want to show you. A couple days ago, we talked about a couple things to do in WordPress specifically to help SEO. I gave you a couple tips, right? We talked about breadcrumbs. And the other thing that we talked about is your sitemap.xml. And I told you that Yoast, the plugin, will help you create that sitemap.xml and that it was super critical and super crucial, that you're not going to rank without one. And that you had to, if you're on WordPress, get Yoast. It will create it for you automatically, and you don't even have to think about it. If you're not on WordPress, figure out however your platform creates them and get it created and added to your website. And then you'll have a URL. So your URL typically will be your website / sitemap.xml, usually, okay? Then you come over here in Search Console, down to this tab for sitemaps, and it will actually Google will allow you to submit your sitemap right here. And so this is super helpful because now what you're telling the Google bot is, hey, this is my sitemap. So when you come to my site, this is where to go first. You don't have to wonder where to go. Go here first. This will give you all of the instruction that will tell you everything you need to know that I want you to know about my site and what's going on my site and the structure of it. So after you go to Yoast and create your sitemap, come and submit it right here. Now, point of fact, Yoast will also do that for you automatically. But I like to be in control, so I'll do it myself right here. Okay. And then you'll see submitted sitemap. So you can have multiple. All right. Depending on, there are lots of reasons to have multiple. Most people only have one, like my site here only has one. And so you'll see the sitemap was submitted. Okay. The type, the sitemap index is what you want. It was submitted on August 13th, 2020. And it was last read on May 7th, 2021. Okay. That this date here, the last read, is the most important date because that tells you the last time that Google came to your site and actually indexed your site. So for me, for this site, it was May 7th. Today is May 15th. That was 8 days ago. Okay. We'll get into in later videos why that's important, but the more often that Google comes to your site, the better. Okay. And this is how you tell with the last read date right here. And then lastly, success, that you want this green success. Failure means there's a problem that you need to diagnose. And then it will tell you that it found 384 pages on my website and it read all of them successfully. And that's what we want. So guys, this is the Search Console, the Google Search Console. This is a completely free tool. We really have only gone through 2 of the tabs on here. There's a ton of other stuff in here that you can go through and that will tell you or give you great information about your site and how Google is viewing your website. But for right now, I wanted to go through those 2 with you as kind of a beginner course, because we're really just talking about keywords and keyword research and understanding what it is or that Google believes your site is all about. So if you've never done that before, if you've never heard of Search Console before, once you're done watching this video, hit down below. It's search.google.com. The link is in the description. Go there, get it set up. It may take a couple days to set up if you haven't done it already, because they've got to do verifications and that type of thing. But get it going and take a look and see what it is that Google really believes about your site. And if you find something that shouldn't be there, that's like, what in the world? Come back and drop me a comment, because I'd love to know what you found, and we can talk about it and even how to help you change that. All right, everybody. I'll see you later.